A lot of cool like scrapings going on in this sound. A lot of texture. I'm gonna try out this new plugin from Baby Audio called Atoms. So I just created a small little arrangement here around one of the sounds, which sounds like this. And when we first boot up this plugin, we can actually see a little tutorial, a little welcome screen, and get a small little walkthrough of how this works. Physical modeling synthesizer simulates the virtual structure of masses and springs that produces sounds when bowed. And then you have these 6 different knobs to adjust the character. But as Brehout pointed out, we're not physicists, we're musicians. But hopefully we can get around this plugin. And like always, everybody, leave a quick little like here on the video if you drop by. And always say hi. Right, so let's end this little quick start. And we can always bring the quick start back with this question mark. And I'm just beginning here walking through some of the presets. And I'm currently walking through some of these keyboard sounds. So that's like the first sound that I found. Finally weekend, but I have a sick son here, a 3-year-old with fever. So if I need to jump downstairs, you know why. Right, so the second sound here is called Keys Back to Basics. And you can hear that for each key press you get a little change in the sound. So that's actually quite nice in these types of synths. So they're not like so static in the sounds, even though you press the same key. You get some slight variations. Now there's a few different ways we can change how these springs interact apparently. It's currently at the alternative state. Change the mass spring network profile to alternative to standard. So what's the difference here? A little bit muddy sound there. So let's see what's the next here in Harmonic. Quite beautiful sound there. Yes, I'm playing this on the Osmos Expressive E Osmos synth. So we can make use of the MPE capabilities of this synth, because some of these patches apparently have this MPE icon, and I guess they are prepared. Let's just tag this one with the yellow dot, because I like that sound. Now a sound is always better if we throw on some supermassive or some other long reverb. Yes, that's also a very usable sound, very inspiring. It's always more fun to play with the sounds when you have some delay on. It's actually quite nice to hear how the sound evolves, because like my initial impression when playing like this specific sound, it sounds a little bit like stale and boring. But then if you start to hold the notes a little bit, you can hear all these different textures happening. So now we're scoring some really suspicious stuff. Sweet sound there too. Koto piano. So that sound is probably gonna poke out in the mix pretty good. Great, so we already found some sounds to be used in this little music arrangement. Right, so some of the sounds is set to be monophonic, and that's what's happening with this sound. But I think I can change that with this little dot up here. Yeah. Yeah, so the movement here is like the arpeggiator, if you will. Yeah, so the Atom synth here definitely has its own kind of weird character, but as you can see, we did find some usable sounds, at least for like electronic dance music type of track. But as you can hear, there's a lot of like sci-fi environment, sci-fi soundtrack type of sounds. So that's a new way of gliding into a chord. Quite cool. Cool kind of sound. A lot of cool like scrapings going on in this sound. A lot of texture. If you're looking for a different kind of sound design engine, maybe Atoms might be something to check out, because there's definitely some unheard sounds of. Also a nice sound. Sounds like it's almost like run through some like tape cassette kind of plugin to degrade it a little bit, which is a good thing, in my opinion. So you have a track right there. Yeah, so my son is awaking, and I'm gonna quit the stream for this evening. Hope you had a little nice time here checking out Atom. Hopefully we can take a look at this plugin some more in the future here. See you guys!